Let's go ahead and call this meeting to order, and we'll go ahead and start with our Pledge of Allegiance and our invocation. Pledge allegiance to
The flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's bow our heads, please. Heavenly Father, we thank you today for all the blessings that you bring upon our staff. Be with us in our deliberations to be wise in decisions that we make for the good of all those who have placed their trust in our leadership. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. We have a report from the chamber. Mr. Myers.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Our annual Mega Winter Texan Festival was very well attended. I want to let you know that we received many positive comments regarding how impressed they were with the event and with the City of Mission. I'd like to thank Mission PD, Mission Fire Department, and the Parks and Recreation Department for all the assistance they provided. We couldn't have done that event without them. I'd also like to thank our partners in the Mega Winter Texan Festival, the Sherri Municipal Golf Course, and the Mission Historical Museum. Very much job well done to all of them. In upcoming events this Wednesday, from 11 to 2, the Chamber is going to host a ribbon cutting for Dr. Hazan Kanan. On Thursday the 25th, we'll be holding our monthly after-hours business mixer at Coco's Restaurant from 5:30 to 7:30. And on Friday the 26th at 8 a.m., we'll hold our monthly Coffee Connections networking event at Jitter's Coffee Shop. This month it's going to be sponsored by Royal Technologies. And lastly, the Chamber is announcing that it's holding its annual All for the Kids golf tournament on April 29th, with proceeds again providing backpacks for the Mission CISD's annual back-to-school bash. All of our other information is in your packet. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We have those department reports in your packet. We all have any questions? This is the time to do it. If not, we need a motion to approve the package as...
I move to approve. Second.
The motion and second to approve the reports as is. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. Citizens' participation. Do we have anybody from the audience that would like to address the council? Okay. We'll go ahead and go into our public hearings, and we have 1.1A.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. Item 1.1A is a public hearing. This is for a rezoning of a 256-foot by 166-foot tract of land out of Lot 24, New Caledonia, Unit Number 1 subdivision. The current zoning is C3 General Business District, and the request is to go to R3 Multifamily Residential. The applicant is MacLeo Homes. This would require the adoption of an ordinance. On February 10th of 2016, the Planning and Zoning Commission held a public hearing to consider this rezoning request. The property is located near the southeast corner of Shoeblock and 3 Mile Line. There was no public opposition during the Planning Commission meeting. The board unanimously recommended approval of the R3 zone. Staff and our city manager are recommending approval. This is a public hearing. This matter is now before you.
Anybody in favor or against this request? Anybody in favor or against? If not, we'd like to recommend that we go ahead and accept the rezoning and also adopt ordinance 4312.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion is second to approve the rezoning and the ordinance number 4312. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. Item B.
Thank you, Mayor. Council, item 1.1B is also a public hearing. This is for rezoning, which is a 1.322 gross acre tract of land, more or less, out of 7.21 acre tract of land, out of 29 Bellwoods Company Subdivision C. The current zoning is agricultural open interim, and the proposal is to rezone it to C3 General Business District. The applicant is Jose M. Cantu with K Love Engineering out of San Antonio, Texas. This would require the adoption of an ordinance. As you can see here on the vicinity map, property is located just west of Peter Piper Pizza on 2 Mile west of Conway. And we did have a public hearing before the Planning and Zoning Commission on February 10th of this year to consider this rezoning. The property, we did not have any public opposition at the meeting, and this request is consistent with our future land use map. The Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval of the C3 zone. Staff and our city manager are recommending approval as well. This is a public hearing. This matter is now before you.
Anybody in favor or against this request? Anybody in favor or against? If not, we'll accept the, we move that we accept the rezoning.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
Ordinance number 4313 as well.
We do have a motion and a second to approve ordinance 4313 and the rezoning. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. Item C.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 1.C is also a public hearing. This is for a conditional use permit for a drive-through service window at 2728 North Conway Avenue, lots 2 and 3, North Town, Unit Number 1 subdivision. The current zoning is C3 and the applicant is Israel Reina. And this would require the adoption of an ordinance if the council is inclined to approve this conditional use permit. On February 10th of 2016, the Planning and Zoning Commission held a public hearing to consider this conditional use permit request. The property is located at the southeast corner of 28th and Conway within an existing plaza. It has parking that's held in common as well. You could see pictures of the structure on your monitors before you. It's been a long-standing snow cone stand. We had the public hearing. There was no public opposition at the meeting. The Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval. Staff and our city manager are also recommending approval of this conditional use permit. This is a public hearing. This matter is now.
Where is the
window? It's on the bottom. It's on the north side of the building. It's just a drive-through.
You're not using the alley at all?
No, sir. No, it's an existing.
Anybody in favor or against this request? Anybody in favor or against? If not, would like to accept the recommendation to adopt the the conditional use permit.
Move to approve.
Second. Mayor, can I just ask Danny for something real quick? I noticed that they're in that parking lot. It's very, like I go to a movie night all the time there.
Yes, ma'am.
And the paving is really bad.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any way we can contact the owners of that to fix it?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. We'll do that.
Monday.
There was a little dispute because the property was owned by somebody that had sold the subdivision to the unit and he passed away.
Sir, if we could have him come up to the front to state his name?
It's being taken care of. Like, I purchased this little property.
Have your name and number? Your name and address, please.
My name is Israel Reina, 2728 North Conway Avenue. There was not really a dispute, but the owner of this subdivision who sold the lots didn't pay the taxes for like 20 years, and nobody knew what was going on. But then they contacted one of the tenants, and currently, we're paying the taxes, and we already have plans to fix
Great.
the parking
Thank
lot.
you so much.
See the time.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Mayor, I have a quick question. It's probably right in front of me, but I don't see the time, how much time we're giving them.
Oh, it's the ordinance, it's
4314?
195.
and it's a 1-year approval that
It's a
we're
1 year?
providing so we can reassess the parking
Okay.
I recommend.
situation.
Am I missing it? Is it there somewhere?
It's not on the agenda item summary, but it's on the second page on the city council, the planning commission write-up,
It's going to be,
the recommendation.
The
And it's also,
recommendation is to approve.
correct, yes, sir.
okay.
It's been there quite some time now.
Yes, sir. Mr. Reina's mom worked there, and now he had an opportunity to buy the business for his mom, so she's now running the business. And he has
You're
to...
giving him a 1-year,
Yes, sir, that's the recommendation by a planning commission, but we can give him 3 years, whatever the council wants.
why don't you give him a 3-year permit?
Yes, sir.
It's been there for a long time, I'm sure that he's going to do okay.
Yes, sir.
What do you think?
Absolutely.
I agree.
Second.
Yeah, but we're going to have him here next year.
Yes, sir. No, I understand, Mayor.
So the recommendation would be for a 3-year
Yes, sir.
conditional use permit.
Yes, sir.
And the ordinance would be 4314. We already have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item D.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and City Council. Item D is a public hearing also, and this is for a conditional use permit to place a mobile home for the temporary care or temporary, mobile home temporary to care for health-stricken parents at 127 South Bryan Road. This is a 1.67 acre tract of land out of Lot 18-1, West Addition of Sherri Land subdivision. The current zoning is agricultural open interim. The applicant is John Paul Perez. This would require the adoption of an ordinance if the council is inclined to approve it. On February 10th of this year, the Planning and Zoning Commission held a public hearing to consider this conditional use permit request. As you could see on your monitors where the property is at, just right behind Rochas at First and Bryan, southeast corner area. And there was no public opposition during the Planning Commission meeting. The board unanimously recommended approval of this conditional use permit to place a mobile home to care for the parent. Staff is recommending approval as well, as is our city manager. And this is a public hearing. This matter is now before you.
Conditional use permit. Anybody in favor or against this request? Anybody in favor or against? If not, the ordinance would be 4315.
I so move, Mayor.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second to approve the conditional use permit and also adopt the ordinance 4315. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. Item E.
Thank you, Mayor. Council, item 1.1E is a public hearing. This is a conditional use permit for the sale and on-site consumption of alcoholic beverages at Diaz Diner Number 2, located at 2500 East Expressway 83, Suite 100, Lot 5B, Sherryland Place subdivision. The current zoning is C3, and the applicant is Veranda Padron. And this would require the adoption of an ordinance if the council is inclined to approve it. On February 10th of 2016, the Planning and Zoning Commission held a public hearing to consider this conditional use permit for the sale of alcohol. The property is located within the Coles Commercial Plaza, approximately 1/4 mile east of Sherry Road. There was no public opposition during the P&Z meeting. The board unanimously recommended approval of this conditional use permit. Staff is recommending approval of this conditional use permit subject to the sale of alcohol not to until midnight only. Their hours of operation, just for the record, are till 10 p.m. only. So we just put this on there we have it for every recommendation. And this is a public hearing. This matter is now before you.
Anybody in favor or against this request? Anybody in favor or against? If not, the ordinance will be 4316, and we do need a motion to approve the recommendation.
I move to approve.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second to approve the conditional use permit at ordinance 4316. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. Item F.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Item F is a public hearing. Also, this is for a conditional use permit for the sale and on-site consumption of alcoholic beverages at Tortas del Jack. The address is 4001 South Sherry Road, Suite 350, Lot 1, Sherryland Plantation Grove Tech Center Number 2. The current zoning is Plan Unit Development, and the applicant is Jose Raimundo Valdez. This would require the adoption of an ordinance if the council is inclined to approve it. On February 10th of this year, the Planning and Zoning Commission held a public hearing to consider this conditional use permit. The property is located within an existing plaza located at the southeast corner of San Mateo and Sherry Road. There was no public opposition during the Planning Commission meeting. The board unanimously recommended approval. Staff is recommending approval subject to the sale of alcohol until midnight, and this is a public hearing. This matter is now before you.
Anybody in favor or against this request? Anybody in favor or against? If not, our ordinance would be 4317.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve conditional use permit and ordinance 4317. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. Item G,
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Item G is a public hearing also. This is a conditional use permit for the sale and on-site consumption of alcoholic beverages at Aveda Restaurant and Bar, located also at 4001 South Sherry Road. This one is Suite 100, Lot 1, Sherryland Plantation Grove Tech Center Number 2. This is planned unit development. The applicant is El Aureola Restaurant Group LLC. This would require the adoption of an ordinance if the council is inclined to approve it. On February 10th, 2016, the Planning and Zoning Commission held a public hearing to consider the conditional use permit. The subject site is located within an existing plaza located at the southeast corner of San Mateo and Sherry Road. There was no public opposition during the Planning Commission meeting. The board unanimously recommended approval. Staff's recommending approval, subject to the sale of alcohol until midnight, and this would be for a one-year approval. And they did provide us with an updated security guard contract that we requested from them. And so this is a public hearing. This matter is now before you.
anybody in favor or against this request? Anybody in favor or against? If not,
I move to approve.
the ordinance will be
Ordinance.
4318.
You can come forward if you'd like.
Huh?
You have she was raising her hand, Mayor.
Pásale para acá para que nos den
¿Puede pasar acá enfrente?
el nombre suyo y la dirección.
El permiso que estamos solicitando para
Denos su nombre y su dirección.
Carla Gómez, Aveda Restaurant, and I live in Shale and Plantation too.
Okay.
El permiso que estamos pidiendo para Aveda Restaurant es para las 2 de la mañana, not midnight. And
No le entendí nada.
Lo que estamos recomendando, ma'am, aquí en la ciudad es nomás el permiso hasta medianoche. Usted lo que está diciendo hoy es que está pidiendo el permiso hasta las 2 de la mañana.
El permiso lo hemos tenido hasta ahorita, hasta las 2 de la mañana. Ahora le comento, este restaurante es un restaurante que tiene ya casi 10 años en Sherryland Plantation, con varios nombres. Este es el tercer dueño que tiene el restaurante. El restaurante nunca ha tenido ningún problema. Yo personalmente tengo 15 años viviendo en el área y jamás he tenido ningún problema. Algo escuché sobre el guardia de seguridad que tenía...
Bueno, estamos hablando del que está al sur de la Sherry Road.
Sí.
Bueno, mire, realmente la recomendación mía era cerrarlo por un año,
Ok.
porque su bartender
Ajá.
lo han pescado 4 veces vendiendo después de horas. Y realmente la recomendación mía era cerrarlo
Ok.
por un año, pero no estamos dando permiso nomás hasta las 12. Ese es el un año y nomás permiso hasta las 12. Y no nomás a usted, a todas los lugares que vendan alcohol en Mission.
Perdón, el BFB que le acaban de dar permiso a las 2 de la mañana,
No,
está donde era antes el cave.
sí, pero ya no estamos dando permiso hasta las 2 de la
Lo acaban de
mañana.
abrir hace menos de 2-3 meses, ¿no? El BFB, si no tengo... Sí.
No.
¿A cuál negocio?
El donde era antes el BFB está en el Expressway y la Sherry Road,
Ok.
en los locales que están ahí por atrás del McDonald's. Ese local tiene menos de 3 meses que lo abrieron y le dieron permiso hasta las 2 de la mañana. Y sí lo tienen hasta las 2 de la mañana.
No tengo esa información ahorita con nosotros, la podemos checar en la mañana si gusta venir aquí a mi oficina. Lo que hemos estado recomendando los 2 años anteriores hasta ahorita ha sido nomás la venta del alcohol hasta las 12 a medianoche. Es la recomendación que tiene la ciudad. Hemos estado haciendo eso no nomás con restaurantes, pero cualquier negocio que está vendiendo alcohol, ¿verdad?
Abriendo. Ahora, bueno, nosotros no estamos abriendo, ya tenemos 8 años en el local, ¿verdad? Ahora, nada más le comento, el bartender que usted me dice que no...
¿No sabe usted?
Sí, perfectamente. O sea, ya tengo bastante tiempo ahí trabajando. Personalmente soy la que se encarga de levantar el alcohol, soy yo. la que
Sí,
se encarga de la venta
pero
del
mire.
alcohol, y le quería comentar que nosotros estamos recomendando un last call a la 1:30 de la mañana para no tener problemas, e inclusive estábamos planeando contratar a la policía de misión para que esté presente con nosotros, para que ustedes vean que no hay ningún problema. Ahora, el arresto que se le hizo al guardia de seguridad fue un arresto que no tenía motivos, y el problema que se tuvo con la ciudad de Misión fue la compañía de seguridad, no nosotros personalmente.
Sí.
Lo han pescado 4 veces vendiendo después de horas. La policía los está echando mentiras.
Es una sola vez que llegó el
Pues a lo mejor nos
policía
están echando mentiras, pero una de ellas fue el Estado, también, despuesito de nosotros, fue el Estado, y los pescó
Estuvo aquí,
vendiendo,
sí, con nosotros,
mire,
sí.
vendiendo después de las 2 de la mañana. Estamos
No,
hablando que ya
vendiendo no.
son las 3.
No, ¿cómo cree? Vendiendo no seríamos...
Bueno, entonces vamos a tener que demandar a la ciudad y al del Estado.
No, para nada. No sé, yo
Bueno.
nada más quería comentarle recordarle un poco que de ahí comemos 14 familias.
No, mire, no vamos a tener ya lugares abiertos nomás que hasta las 12. No, así va a ser. Digo, solo que aquí ahorita no estén de acuerdo con lo que estamos recomendando nosotros, yo y el...
Lo que pasa es que aparte es un restaurant bar con música en vivo, donde va gente adulta, no van muchachos, va pura gente de nuestra edad a poder distraerse, relajarse, estar a gusto, tranquilos un buen rato. No es gente que se salga de sus casillas. Inclusive nosotros mismos, personalmente le comento, tenemos clientes que tienen más de 4 años yendo a ese lugar. Yo personalmente fui clienta antes de estar trabando ahí, y están ahí, la gente va
Para que
a
no
divertirse.
discute.
Mire, ya oímos su argumento, no estamos de acuerdo con usted,
Correcto.
y usted no está de acuerdo con nosotros, pero
No hay ningún problema. Lo comprendo.
va y cheque con el de la policía. Mira, aquí está el jefe, a ver si, para que le des una copia de los 3 incidentes que hizo la policía y uno del Estado. Pescaron a su mesero, a su bartender, vendiendo después de horas. Nosotros lo pescamos una semana, a los 7 días lo pescó el Estado, vendiendo después de las 2 de la mañana, casi las 3.
Okay,
Eso es verídico, porque los policías no echan mentiras. Ahora, yo quería cerrarlo en un año,
sí, comprendo.
pero pues aquí los colegas quieren darle una oportunidad por un año hasta las 12, y es lo que estamos recomendando. Muchas gracias, y puede tomar asiento.
Ok, le agradezco mucho, con permiso.
Gracias.
We have ordinance 4318, and the conditional use permit is for 1 year. And you could see that the alcoholic beverage will only be till 12 o'clock. And the ordinance is 4318.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. We have, what do we have here? Okay, we have the disposition of minutes for the city council meeting that we had on February the 8th of 2016. We do need approval of those minutes.
I move to approve the disposition of minutes of such a meeting.
Second.
We have motion and second to approve the minutes. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. Item 3.1 is MEDC. Well, we need to acknowledge the receipt of the minutes for our boards and our MEDC regular meeting that we had a public hearing on January the 19th of 2016. We also have the Citizens Advisory Committee on January the 19th of 2016. Traffic Safety Committee on September the 29th of 2015. The Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention Board, we had that one on January the 20th of 2016. Parks and Recreation Board meeting on January the 13th of 2016. Mission Historical Museum Board meeting on January the 18th of 2016. And the Spear Memorial Library Board that we had on January the 19th of 2016. We do need to acknowledge those minutes, so we do need a motion to acknowledge.
I move to approve the acknowledged receipt of minutes.
Second.
The motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. We do have item 4.1. Mr. Perez?
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Item 4.1, staff is seeking authorization to purchase via state-approved by board contract number 430-13 for a 2016 Chevrolet Colorado in the amount of $24,656.70. Attached, you will find the product pricing summary and the amount and its respective contract number. This vehicle will replace a truck that was involved in a collision and was declared a total loss by an insurance carrier. So staff's recommendation is the authorization to purchase the vehicle and the by board contract number.
We need a motion to authorize the purchase.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
The motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries.
Thank you.
4.2 is Mr. Vela. Ms. Vela.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. Item 4.2 is the acceptance of our comprehensive annual financial report for the fiscal year ended September 30th, 2015. Mr. Ruben Moreno from Long Shelton is here if you guys have any questions.
Mr. Ruben Moreno.
Thank you, Angie, and good evening, Mayor and council members. We have concluded again the audit for the year ended September 30th, 15, and I will have this handout that is being passed right now, summarizing some of the comments like in the past, and I probably will shorten it even more, depending on your wishes. But I can tell you that the city received its certificate of achievement for excellence in financial reporting again of course, this is for last year's audit report, and that's a reflection on your accounting staff, your finance department, not on us. One big thing, something that you have gotten used to, is that we, as a result of our audit, we have rendered an unmodified report. That means the old wording, a clean audit report, and this is what you want. This is both for financial reporting and for compliance with federal requirements. There are no material weaknesses. So again, overall, a very good report like in the past. From the handout, if you go maybe to page 7, I will click quickly. There's no page numbers, I'm sorry. But if you flip through page 7, the 7th page, it's the budget comparison for the general operating fund, and I will be just looking at some total numbers. It's the budget comparison on top. And I will tell you that you budgeted $32.8 million in revenues. And you actually collected, received, or earned $33.6 million revenues. In expenditures, you had budgeted $38.3 million in expenditures, and you actually incurred $35.6 million in expenditures. You had other financing sources and uses. So overall, you had budgeted to eat into the fund balance by $4.6 million, and you ended up eating into the fund balance only $187,000.
How much was that?
Pardon?
How much?
Yes.
How much was that?
$187,000. And now if we go 2 pages before that, you will, let me take you to what is entitled General Operating Fund on top. This is the fund balance. it's a general operating fund, and you will see the year 2015, and of course you have several years just for your own comparison, and the total fund balance at the end of the fiscal year was $8,053,945. And that's broken down into two categories, completely unassigned, $3.4 million, and committed or assigned for, commitments, appropriations rather, $4.5 million. But fund balance, $8,053,945.
This is for,
The general operating fund, Mayor,
okay,
for 2015,
there was 8,053,945,
yes.
and the utility department?
Yes, if you go now to the next page, going down, you will see proprietary funds, you will see three columns. Those three funds, the utility fund, you will see towards the bottom, you see that big number, $62 million. That's your total equity. Of course, the biggest number that's in there is about $53 million, which is your infrastructure, your plant, your water lines and all this, but your unrestricted fund balance or position is $6,035,000, Mayor. $6,035,000 is your, if I may use the word, unrestricted balance.
6 million?
$6,035,061. You will see that number in there. It is in that $62 million total.
But the 6 million,
$35,061. And it's,
where did I get a $9 million fund balance?
That's what you're saying, Mr. Moreno, is it's the unassigned unrestricted, that's a 6 million. But
right.
if you add the restricted assigned, we're at, which is another 3,085,000.
yes.
Total fund, the total fund balance for the utility fund is 9.1 million, correct?
Yes, if you add, Mayor,
Well, we need to add it.
What the mayor.
yes.
Okay.
In that amount, that restricted amount is debt service, for debt service, $1.4 million. For construction, 1.3, almost $1.4 million. And then capital projects, about $310,000.
Well, that's, but the fund balance for the utility department is actually
9.1.
$9.1 million, yes.
9.1 million.
Yes.
How much was that the year before?
Yes, sir.
How much
13.4?
was the fund balance in 2014?
There was a decrease, Mayor, decrease of $2.4 million, more or less. Well, not more or less, that's a number.
Well, that's the new project that we've had.
That truck
And
waste.
the part of the 20 cents per dollar on the textile projects?
As well.
Okay, and how much your general fund?
Yes, give me a second. The fund balance, is that what you're asking for, Mayor?
The fund balance for the general fund?
General fund, $8,053,945.
There's nothing missing there?
That's it.
8,063,000. Where did I get 9 million from?
No, that was on the utility fund, Mayor. The general fund balance, adding the restricted assigned and the unassigned, is your 8,053,000, and for the utility fund is 9.1. Those are the two numbers.
Any questions for Mr. Moreno?
No, sir.
Well, the only thing I have to say is that on a comment that we had, that somebody called me and told me about, that the reason that that we were lowering the tax rate was because we could make it hard for the next mayor that would come around next year, next 4 years or whatever, and that he would have to raise the taxes. But I just want to make sure and let the public know that even though we lowered the tax rate, we still have a very healthy fund balance on both departments, so I don't think that is the case. And what I made a mistake on, I should have done 2 pennies instead of 1, because we had enough money to do it. But we won't talk about that until September. Any questions for Mr. Moreno?
No, sir.
So once again,
Great
the
job,
fund
thanks.
balance is 8.53 and 9.1 on the utility fund.
It's 9.1 and 8.53.
That's correct.
Those are very good fund balances, so that's all I have to say.
Yes, sir, especially since we made those big expenses on our trash trucks and brush pickups and all that.
How about
kind of
the
thing.
brush pickup?
Yes, Mayor,
The-
if you look, well, let me just tell you, the fund balance was $2.6 million
For the
for the solid waste. Is that what you're saying? Solid waste?
6.
Right, and just to add to that, we were estimating to finish the year at 1.2, and we ended up the year at 1.7, and this is on profit for the sanitation department. Am I correct?
That is correct. The change in net assets, which equates to profit in the solid waste, was $1,711,000.
Correct. When we were making approximately $450,000 a year with BFI and the residential part.
Yes,
Very good.
we have to congratulate the people that are working for the waste department. They're doing a very good job. We have no complaints, and everybody's happy, and we're making some money. And it's going to be a great department
Yes.
to have $2.6 million. And when we did our budget, on our general fund, we were projected what, 6 million?
We were projecting 6 million to end, and we ended up at 8.
And we ended up with 8. And the general fund was, I mean, the utility department, we also, I think, anticipated 6 million or 7 million.
7 million on that one, Mayor.
And we ended up with 9, so, I mean, $6 million more to our operation is very good and very healthy. So we got to thank our staff for what they do. And hopefully that we are constructing we're under construction for more than $100 million in roads on 2 Mile Line and Inspiration, and the bridge and the overpass on Inspiration Road and the expressway. We're already, we are paying 20%, I mean 20 cents to $1 from the general fund. That's why, and we ended up with a big chunk, still more than we had anticipated. So that means that we should be getting more money next year from TxDOT. So, and it's going to cost us more money to be able to take care of our roads. Any more questions for Mr. Moreno?
Move for approval.
Second.
A motion is second to approve the report. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Moreno.
Thank you very much.
So much.
Thank you.
Item 4.3 is the acceptance of the January 2016 financial statements. Our adjusted beginning balance was $26,659,783. Our total revenues for the month were $10,962,018. Our total expenditures were $6,519,129, which leaves us with an unadjusted ending fund balance of $31,102,672. Our total assets were $156,575,235. Our total liabilities were $65,208,613, and our total net assets were $91,366,622.
Okay, we do need a motion to accept
So move, Mayor.
the financial statement. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. 4.4.
4.4 is the approval of the attached budget amendments. We have 4 requests. Our first is from the utility fund, appropriations of $25,000 for the purchase of a meter reader truck that was involved in a collision and declared a total loss by the city's insurance carrier. The second is revenues and appropriations of $4,537, which is a carryover from CDBG, which will be used for housing reconstruction. And the last 2 are from the MEDC fund, totaling an amount of $151,739. It's one amendment for $11,000, which is infrastructure improvement project at 2140 East Business Highway 83. And the second request is $140,739 for 5 new positions, which will be housed at the MEDC seat building, which was approved by the MEDC board on February 9th, 2016.
Any questions for Ms. Vela? If not, the recommendation is to approve the budget amendments.
So moved, Mayor. Second.
We do have a motion and a second to approve the budget amendments. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries.
Thank you.
Chief Dominguez is not here.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, City Council. Unfortunately, the chief could not be here, but I'll be in his place. Item 4.5, authorization to surplus City of Mission seized motor vehicles for the purpose of selling said items via Gov. Deals online auction. The Mission Police Department is requesting authorization to surplus the attached listings of the City of Mission and seize motor vehicles for the purpose of selling items via Gov. Deals online auction. These items were acquired by the City of Mission Police Department over the years and have served their purpose. Staff is recommending that the attached listing of equipment is declared surplus. Staff is respectfully requesting authorization to surplus the attached listing of the City of Mission and seize motor vehicles for the purpose of selling said items via Gov. Deals online auction.
I so move, Mayor.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to go ahead and authorize the surplus. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. 4.6.
4.6 is authorization to enter into local agreement for K-9 unit inspection between the City of Mission and the Mission Consolidated Independent School District. The Mission Police Department is requesting authorization to enter into an interlocal agreement for K-9 unit inspections between the City of Mission and the Mission Consolidated Independent School District. The contract is for delivery of services by the Mission Police Department to the Mission CISD to include K-9 contraband inspections for 22 Mission CISD campuses. The Police Department will provide 30 visits with no less than 3 hours of time spent on each inspection with 1 certified police officer and 1 K-9 unit. The inspection will include a minimum inspection of a communal area and other areas the Mission CISD may designate. The total amount of the interlocal agreement is $5,000 from the effective date of this agreement, June 1st, 2016. Staff is recommending favorable recommendation for the purpose of engaging in this interlocal agreement for K-9 unit inspections. A favorable recommendation, authorization for the Mission Police Department to enter into a local agreement of K-9 unit inspections between the City of Mission and the Mission CISD is requested.
Move for approval.
Second, Mayor. Second.
We do have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. Item 4.7.
Approval of resolution supporting for the submission of a grant application to the Office of the Governor Criminal Justice Division for the Mission Police Department license plate reader. Excuse me. The Mission Police Department is requesting approval of a resolution to support.
I'm sorry, Assistant Chief, are you going over to 4.8 or 4.9?
4.7.
4.7?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, let him
Okay. The grant will be allowing the Mission Police Department to gather data, intelligence information by reading the license plate in motor vehicles which are in its range of license plate reader. The data will be utilized to identify stolen vehicles, determine traffic density, and to collect critical information to help protect the citizens of Mission. The total amount of the grant request is $60,000. There is no cash required from the City of Mission. Staff is requesting a favorable recommendation for the purpose of submitting the grant application. Staff is respectfully requesting approval of the resolution authorizing the Mission Police Department to submit a grant application to the Office of the Governor for the Mission Police Department License Plate Reader Project.
So move, Mayor.
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution number 1433. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. 4.8,
Approval of ordinance providing for a four-way stop intersection at Gaston Drive and Iowa Street. The Mission Police Department received a request for approval of ordinance establishing a four-way stop intersection at Gaston Drive and Iowa Street. The Mission Manor Homeowners Association is requesting the establishment of the aforementioned four-way stop sign intersection based on the increased vehicular traffic in the neighborhood due to increased traffic density. On February 16, 2016, the Traffic Safety Committee reviewed the concerns and voted unanimously to recommend the placing of a four-way stop intersection.
we need,
Staff is requesting authorization.
okay, the
For
resolution,
approval.
Second.
the motion and second to approve ordinance 1434.
Number 4319.
Huh?
4319, it's an ordinance, Mayor. It would be
I'm sorry. What's the ordinance number?
4319.
4319. We do have a motion and a second to approve ordinance 4319. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. Okay, 4.9.
Approve resolution authorizing the Mission Police Department to submit an agreement of a temporary closure of the state right-of-way to the Texas Department of Transportation for the South Texas Run Strong event. The Mission Police Department is requesting a resolution for the purpose of submitting an agreement as a temporary closure of the right-of-way of the Texas Department of Transportation for the Strong Texas Run event. The agreement is required by the Texas Department of Transportation. Excuse me, I'm just nervous.
You want me to take that word, Laralde?
Please.
Please, okay. This is, the nature of the request is for a run that's, the purpose is for submitting an agreement for a temporary closure of the state right-of-way, Mayor. This is for the Department of Transportation. The run is called the South Texas Run Strong event. And the agreement is for TxDOT and the closure of the southbound lane of travel. And this is at Farm to Market Road 1016 between Trinity Road and Military Parkway. The Mission Police Department will be responsible for the security of the South Texas Run Strong event route to ensure that the safety of both motorists and pedestrians are not at stake. So the staff is respectfully requesting the approval of this resolution.
This will be resolution 1434.
I move for approval, Mayor.
Second.
The motion is second to approve resolution 1434. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
410, Mr. Cardosa.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Item 4.10, the Mission Fire Department is seeking authorization to submit for the 2016 Homeland Security Grant. We will seek grant funding for personal protective equipment, wildland firefighting coats, and trousers. This is a regional grant. It includes equipment for the following cities of Alton, Palmview, La Jolla, and Sullivan City. This grant requires no matching funds. The approximate amount of the equipment is $50,500.
I move for approval.
Second.
You have a motion and second to approve. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. 411, Mr. Lopez.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Council. Item 4.11,
The Mission Fire Department is seeking authorization to submit an application for 2016 grant funds to the Walmart Corporation and authorizing the mayor to sign the requested affirmation letter needed to apply. This approved grant monies will be applied to the Mission Fire Department's CERT program, that's Community Emergency Response Teams, both adult and teen programs, for the purchase of a CERT vest and hard hats and accessories, as recommended by the Citizen Corps Program of FEMA. And FEMA, sorry.
Do need a motion to approve the submittal,
Move to approve.
Second.
and authorize the mayor to sign.
Thank you.
Signature. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Lopez.
Thank you.
412, Ms. Longoria.
Good afternoon, Mayor and council members. Item 412 is to award bid for Housing Assistance Program, Phase 15-A. On January 25, 2016, City Council authorized staff to resolicit bid for one reconstruction project. The City of Mission has accepted and opened 2 bid responses for this home. G&G Contractors has met all the terms and conditions and specifications and came within budget. Staff recommends to award to G&G Contractors for the reconstruction of the following home located at 915 West First Street for the amount of $57,800. CAC met on February 16, 2016, and approved staff's recommendation for this home. Staff's recommendation is to award bid to G&G Construction.
The lowest bid
Yes, sir.
is who?
G&G
G&G.
Contractors, I'm sorry.
Okay, we need a motion to approve the contract to G&G.
There was 2 bids only.
2
right?
bidders,
I
I'm
move for
bids.
approval, Mayor.
2 bidders.
Second.
And this is the lowest bidder.
So it's G&G, right?
Yes.
We have a motion and a second to approve the lowest bid awarded to G&G Construction. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Alex Mead.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. For this resolution, it's a resolution regarding nat gas, for the issuance of bonds on behalf of nat gas. I have Mr. Lee McCormick to answer any questions.
What's the resolution number?
Resolution number
1435.
1435.
Go ahead.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is simply a 60-day extension for the nat gasoline resolution that City Council had made back on, let's see, we did this on November 23rd. The closing is taking a little bit longer than expected. Right now, the previous City Council approval expires on March 11th, which is about the time they're scheduled to close. So just in case they don't close by March 11th, they're asking the city for another 60-day extension.
We need a motion to approve 1435.
Move to approve.
Second.
A motion and second to approve resolution 1435. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. Board appointments for Mrs. Barrio.
Yes, Mayor, Council, good afternoon. We've got 2 board appointments, one for Citizens Advisory Committee and for Spirit Memorial Library. Under Citizens Advisory Committee, we'd like to appoint Ms. Yolanda Martinez, who is here with us today, to the Southwest position. This is term to expire December 31st of 2016, and this appointment is due to the resignation of Laura Irma Rab. And so that's for CAC. And so on the Spirit Memorial Library Board, Mayor, we'd like to appoint Jane Garza, term to expire December 31st of 2017, and this is due to the resignation of Ms. Yolanda Martinez, who wishes to serve on CAC.
Move for
Okay.
approval, Mayor.
Second. We do have a motion and a second to approve the board appointments. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. Thank you.
Good luck.
Any more?
No, that's all. I've got item 415.
415, yes.
Yes, this is a request by Mission CISD to use City Hall facilities for early voting during the Board of Trustee election of May 7, 2016. Attached, you will find a letter that was submitted to Mayor Salinas for the use of the facility, and the dates and times will be the same as the city election. And this is when we use council chambers. We've got city on one side and the school on the other for the convenience of the voter.
Request by City School District, okay. We do need a motion for,
Move for approval, Mayor.
Second.
we have a motion and a second to go ahead and approve the contract with Mission School District for the election facilities
Yes, sir, just to use the facilities.
on May the 7th. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Sherri.
Against, motion carries. Now, let me ask you something about bathrooms.
Yes, sir.
I had two calls that the people at the election do not let them use the bathrooms.
I think it was the election judge, Mayor, I think was just being cautious not to let people roaming on City Hall. That's what she told me this morning.
But the lady told me that she owned the bathrooms, and she's right. And she's a taxpayer, and she owns the bathrooms.
I understand. No, I told her that that
understand
anybody
that.
could come into the facility. Yes, sir.
Not deny those bathrooms to anybody.
Yes, sir. I
It's
took
a
care of that
public
today. I found out about it this morning, and I took care of that this morning.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
416, Mr. Salinas.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council members. I come before you seeking authorization for the City of Mission to enter into an agreement with Mr. Apolonio Chapa for planning and utility services. Authorization is being requested for the City of Mission to enter into agreement with Mr. Apolonio Chapa for plan review of new residential subdivisions, commercial development, and provide utility location services to the city. Mr. Chapa has 39 years of experience in the utility field and is uniquely qualified to locate water, sanitary sewer, and drainage line within the City of Mission. Again, staff recommendation is authorize the City of Mission to enter into agreement with Mr. Apolonio Chapa.
Move for approval.
Second.
We do have a motion and a second to approve the agreement between Mr. Apolonio Chapa and the City of Mission. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. 417.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Authorization to reject and resell bids for hydraulic system and minor mobile trucks repair service. City Council approved staff to solicit bids for hydraulic system and minor truck repair services on-site via a mobile unit. The City of Mission has accepted and opened one bid response from Ohio, Texas. Staff is seeking authorization to reject and resubmit bids since Ohio, Texas was found non-responsive by not submitting signed and executed conflict of interest questionnaire required as per the general terms and conditions. This matter is now before you.
We do need a motion to reject the bids.
So moved.
Second.
Do have a motion and a second to reject the bids and to, you want to rebid?
Yes, sir.
And to rebid for the minor mobile truck repair service. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. I come before you to present item 4.18, authorization to approve substantial completion for CWB building renovation project. Staff is seeking authorization to approve substantial completion for the CWB building renovation located at 115 South Mayberry. This will allow for the city to receive the certificate of occupancy allowing public use. Staff recommendation approval.
Okay, do you want us to actually accept the building or what?
Correct. Yes, sir, so we can receive the certificate.
Well, what do you want?
What this is, Mayor, is substantially, it's a substantial completion. Basically, what we need this for is for us to be able to receive the certificate of occupancy so we can be able to use it. However, there is a punch list that our staff is looking at, so we can make sure that the contractors finish that punch list. Very minimal stuff, things that we can go ahead and move in with the rest of the
Okay, so
staff
we do
and
need a motion to approve the substantial completion of the building.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
We have motion and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. Item 419.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. I also have item 4.19, approval of work authorization number 22 with LNG Engineering for the traffic study at Sherri Road. Work authorization number 2 entails traffic operation analysis and traffic signal coordination study for Shale Road
from Plantation Grove to Los Milagros. Currently, there are 3 intersections, Plantation Grove, Los Indios, and Los Milagros, which have fully actuated signals but function independently to each other. This portion of Sherri Road is heavily traveled corridor used by the Cimarron Country Club community and provided direct route from major commercial warehouses along FM 1016 Military Highway to US 83. The study and field implementation services will reduce travel time within this area by improving the overall traffic flow and enhancing safety. Staff recommendation approval of work authorization number 22.
We're not including the one on Colorado?
We're not including the one in Colorado due to the fact that these 3 intersections are within 1,000 feet of each other. So we want to synchronize these 3 traffic signals.
I move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to go ahead and authorize the authorization number 22 with LNG Engineering for the safety, the traffic safety study on Sherri Road. You do not want to include Colorado?
Ricardo Vallejo is here, sir, to answer that question, I believe.
That's the one that people has called me about personally.
I think the problem in Colorado is traffic coming
West.
from west due to all the new subdivisions and apartments that we're building. So that's why we're having a lot of traffic there.
That signal was synchronized when TxDOT did the improvements from the expressway to business, so all those signals have been synchronized already. So the remaining 3,
okay.
you'll be able to have the signal synchronized from 1016 all the way to
The expressway.
Okay, so Colorado is already synchronized between Colorado all the way to Victoria and all the way to, I believe, Port Street, where IHOP is at,
Yes, sir.
and so it's the other 3 south of that.
That is correct. That you'll have a full section of roadway, Sherri Road, that with signals that are synchronized.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. We need a motion to approve the,
Move to approve.
Second.
we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Martin, do you have any comments?
No, sir, no comments.
I don't have any comments either. We do have an executive session.
Mayor, I move that we move into executive session pursuant to VTCA Government Code Section 551.001, Mayor.
Second.
We
Second.
have a motion and a second to go into executive session. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries.
I'm sorry. I'll move to reconvene.
Reconvene.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. We
I'm sorry, I
have,
shouldn't have brought that in.
one item?
Yes, Mr. Mayor and Council, this is item 7.1A, discussion of claim for wastewater service reimbursement. After considering the history, we would need a motion from the council stating that after considering the history surrounding circumstances and upon the landowner's request, that the council make a finding that Lot 9 La Homa Grove subdivision has not connected to the city's sewer system. Therefore, the council will authorize the city manager to resolve the claim between the landowner of Lot 9 La Homa Grove as per discussion in executive session in order to resolve any and all disputes between the landowner and the city of Mission regarding the sewer system connection and without waiving immunity, and further authorizing the city manager to permanently remove said lot from the city's billing system.
Need a motion to,
So move, Mayor.
Second.
a motion and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries.
Mr. Mayor, on item 7.2A, approval of professional services contract for Mark Saucy. If the council is so inclined to take action, we would need a motion to authorize the mayor to execute the renewal of employment agreement for professional services of Mark Saucy or his professional corporation for a term of 1 year.
We need a motion to,
Move to approve.
Second.
we have a motion and a second to go ahead and approve the renewal of the contract with Mark Sassi. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. Do we need anybody We need a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries. We adjourn.